Chapter 12, Episode 6. Are we going to visit the King and Queen? If you want to. Huh? What do you think, Suzanna? She thought for a second about visiting a real king and queen. If she was 7, she might want to. It was a political system that had gone out of style in most civilized countries for a good reason. Monarchy was dictatorship, a real totalitarian state. Beheading for stealing a loaf of bread. Death for questioning the state. Nope, let history keep that. I'd rather visit the beach. Smart girl, they are a bit tedious. A bit old-fashioned. They were also Anthropophagi, and many royalties had been throughout the history of humans. This king and queen still had a working dungeon in their castle. A small dungeon. 30 prisoners was all it ever accommodated many years in the past. Now the dungeons were officially no more the way of the law. It was no longer a place for the public. There was rarely more than one fresh prisoner since many years. Mr. and Mrs. Prescott would not need to visit. Sarah would likely be fine without visiting. She knew she would be welcome if it became a subject. Sarah would let the day decide for her. She wouldn't abandon Suzanna to go rip the flesh off some poor boy if she didn't need to. The first order of business was lunch in a beautiful restaurant with an ocean view from the patio. After lunch, Mr. Prescott attended to a business matter. This industry will be history one day soon. How so, Mr. Prescott? They will grow parts in a lab. Now, science and medicine have come a long way. That's where to invest. Watch what the scientists do. It's where I'm hedging my bets. Hell, if making organs takes too long, someone else is breeding pigs with humans to make spare parts. I would rather, and I do, invest in asteroid mining than reclaimed organs. If it's not space age, it's on its way out. Prescott believed in science, technology, and medicine. The work depended on it. Everyone depended on it. A possible billion generations in space depended on it. It was the murder of trillions yet unborn to cripple humans now. A genocide of astronomical proportions. If a company was breaking new ground, as they say, Prescott wanted in. He could have made safer bets with his money, but he wanted to bet on things he wanted to succeed. He did not invest in coal and oil. They had to go. Not that there wasn't enough of it still in the earth. There was 100 years worth. It was choking the life out of the ecosystem. Not suicide, genocide. Even that wasn't it. Extinction of countless. Prescott checked himself. He nodded and focused. The man he was talking to assumed that Prescott was agreeing with him. The topic had turned to cricket. That was why Prescott let his mind wander. Prescott didn't care one bit about cricket. He didn't even know enough about the sport to speculate what it was that didn't interest him. It interested him so little that he actively didn't make sense of the details. They smacked the ball. How wonderful. Then came the evening meal invitation. Thank you. That is very generous. I must decline. I am here with my family and we fly back tomorrow. Thanks for your visit. Good to see you again. You let me know what you think.